some of you already look disappointed. If you were looking at me like, what's this guy doing here? I already know Microsoft Excel. All right, tone it down. That was a lot. Jesus. I am a comedian, but I did go to school for economics and finance, and then I worked in finance for a long time. That's right, I wanted to tease my parents before I disappointed them. Some people flirt with disaster. I flirt with success. They're like, Adam, we're gonna promote you. I mean, promote me. You can't because I quit. There'll be no promoting me. Like a lot of comics, if I can, I try to supplement my income with acting. And I recently had my first ever commercial audition. Oh wow, so kind. It didn't go well. But thank you. I went there and they told me they put me on camera and they told me to take my shirt off and pretend I'm taking a shower. The woman casting the commercial said, just assume it's the ideal temperature and just do whatever it is you do in the shower. So I sat down on the floor and cried. I didn't get the job, but I made everyone very uncomfortable. So it wasn't because of my acting, you know? It's great being back out again, being able to do things. I caught up with a friend of mine in New York last week. I hadn't seen him in over 2 years. He's an emergency room doctor. We went out, we were like 4 whiskeys deep, and then his pager went off. And he looks at it, he goes, oh, sorry, Adam, gotta go to the hospital. I'm on call. I was like, are you insane? We've been drinking. He's like, it's a good point. I'll take an Uber. I have a master's degree from MIT, and I worked on Wall Street for like 10 years, and now I do this. So. Yeah, when someone asks me, how's it going? I say, according to plan. Right, like wanting to do stand-up comedy and going to MIT. That'd be like wanting to do porn and going to MIT. And my friends at MIT, they hardly ever see me perform because they're so busy, right? They're analyzing data from the Mars rover. Or protecting us from Russian hackers. Or being Russian hackers. Ever had your bank account hacked and then 2 hours later the money gets hacked back in? You get a text message from an unknown number that just says, sorry man, didn't realize that was you. See you at the reunion. Once after a show, an audience member cornered me at the bar at the club I was at and was like, really? You went to the MIT? You don't look like you went to MIT. I was like, is it because I don't look smart? Or because I'm making eye contact? Well, thanks for the clap on me. Just called myself autistic and you clapped. More of you are getting on board. All right, yeah. Sweet. My dad's a doctor. My brother is also a doctor. My mother is a nurse. And I thought about going into medicine too, but I couldn't. Because my handwriting's too good. Right? Doctors have terrible handwriting. My brother once wrote me a handwritten birthday card. I took it to the pharmacy and got Xanax. I don't know why you laughed at the card, but tell you what, that card, unlimited refills. That's good, all right, yeah. It's going for very good, but I'll take good. You're sweet. It's a weird thing to say to another man. My mother told me recently she's only been drunk one time in her entire life. And she never got drunk again because when she was drunk, she thought she was a tree. I was like, Mom, you know when you drink, you don't have to also do acid. It's a choice. So yeah, I worked in finance for a long time. Ultimately, I left because of a disagreement. Like I wanted to keep working, they disagreed. I didn't walk away. I was escorted, and The only thing I missed about working in finance were the holiday parties. When I was working on Wall Street in New York, and they would rent out like a trendy New York bar, open bar, all night. I remember one year. That's all I remember. That's how good those parties were. I did learn a lot, though. I learned money doesn't buy happiness. Right? That's a valuable thing. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money just buys things. And things make you happy. Right? If you have money and you're not happy, you bought the wrong thing. I'm in a relationship. We've been together for a while. I would say it's been like a few years. She would say like 9 or whatever. And, the other day I was leaving the apartment. She told me I looked good. And I said, hey, thank you. And she said, you know, Adam, it'd be nice if you told me I looked good every once in a while. I was like, you look good every once in a while. And then she said, go to Toronto for a few days and then come back, and you're still sleeping on the couch. We got in an argument recently because I asked her if she faked it. She said that wasn't fake. It was a reenactment. What does that even mean? I don't even know. I hated dating. I'm glad I'm in a relationship. She's wonderful, and I hated dating. Hated. I was on a first date once, and I thought this was very forward. She goes, Adam, have you ever had a sexually transmitted disease? I was like, actually, I just had my annual physical. I told him to check for anything. I'm good to go. She goes, that wasn't the question. Have you ever had one? I was like, matter of fact, I haven't. And I said, hey, have you ever been pregnant? And she said, you know I don't have kids. I was like, that wasn't the question. I was recently reading an article about a 76-year-old guy who was working through his bucket list. And then he died skydiving. Yeah, I read that article. I finished it. I just thought, gosh, I hope that was the last thing on his list. Right? Like, I hope his bucket list wasn't like skydiving. Make things right with my son. Right? Order matters. Bumped into my neighbor the other day. He said, Adam, great news. My son just came out to me as gay. And I said, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. It's great your son can be open and honest with you. And he said, yeah, I don't know what took him so long. I'm tolerant. It's like, I think I might know why he waited. You don't tolerate your gay son. You accept him. You tolerate your wife. But I'm just going to leave you guys with an impression, okay? This is an impression of a failed investment banker. Wow, some of you already look disappointed. A few of you are looking at me like, what's this guy doing here? I already know Microsoft Excel. All right, you guys have been so much fun. I'm out of you.